In a small village, surrounded by green fields and winding mud roads, lived a boy named Amin. His family was poor, but they worked hard to make their lives simple and honest. Amin's father, Mohan, woke up every day at 5 in the morning. Before the sun rose, he would feed the cows, water the crops, and prepare the fields for the day. His hands were rough and his back ached, but he never complained. Amin often watched him from the doorway, curious and tired, wondering how his father could wake up so early and still smile. One morning, unable to hold his curiosity, Amin asked, "Father, why do you wake up so early every day? Why not sleep like everyone else?" Mohan looked at the horizon where the first light was touching the fields. "Amin," he said softly, "the world does not wait. If we sleep while others rise and work, we will always be behind. Waking early is not just for work, it is a habit that teaches your mind to be strong and ready." Amin nodded, but he did not fully understand. The next day, he followed his father to the fields. The cold morning air stung his face, and his body wanted to stay under the blankets. He carried water, pulled weeds, and helped feed the cows, but every movement felt heavy and tiring. At one point, he sat on the edge of the field, exhausted, and wondered if waking up so early was really worth it. Just then, they passed the old banyan tree near the village temple, and sitting there, as if waiting for them, was Guruji. His eyes were calm, and his presence made the air feel quiet and gentle. Mohan greeted him, and Amin bowed his head. Guruji looked at Amin with a kind smile. "Why do you look so tired, child?" he asked. Amin sighed. "I want to help my father, Guruji, but waking up so early is hard. I feel like I cannot do enough. I want to be strong, but my body is weak, and my hands feel too small for the work." Guruji's eyes softened. "Amin, come sit with me. Tell me everything you feel." Amin sat down on the grass, rubbing his arms. "I want to be like my father, Guruji. I see him waking before the sun, working without complaint. I see the sweat on his forehead and the pain in his hands, yet he never stops. I try to help, but I feel lazy, I feel tired, and I feel small. Sometimes I think I will never be like him." Guruji nodded slowly. "Do you know why your father works so hard?" he asked. "It is not only for the crops or the cows. He works because he respects time, because he understands that life will not give him extra hours, and because he wants to teach you the same lesson without saying it out loud. Your father gives more than work, he gives you an example." Amin looked down at his hands. "But Guruji, I try to wake up, I try to work, and yet I fail sometimes. My hands are tired, my legs are sore, and sometimes I want to give up. How do I become like him?" Guruji leaned closer. "Amin, listen carefully. Being strong is not just about your body. Being strong is about your heart and your mind. The body learns slowly. The mind learns faster, but only when it is quiet. That is why the early morning is special. At 5 in the morning, the world sleeps. The birds have not yet started singing, and the mind is calm. If you train yourself during this quiet time, even a small effort becomes powerful. You understand, Amin?" Amin nodded slowly. "So, even if it is hard now, I will grow stronger by waking up early?" Guruji smiled. "Yes, every morning you rise before the world, you win more than just hours. You gain patience, you gain courage, you gain the power to do what others cannot. And slowly, your hands will grow stronger, your body will grow stronger, and your heart will grow stronger. But it starts here," he tapped Amin's chest, "inside you. You must choose every day to rise and act, even when it is difficult." Amin felt something warm in his chest. "I understand, Guruji, but how do I keep going when I feel weak?" Guruji's eyes twinkled. "You keep going because you remember why you started. You keep going because your father gave you the example, because your village depends on you, because life will test you if you stop. And when you keep going,
The world will notice your quiet strength long before you speak about it. From that day on, Amin woke up at 5 every morning. At first, it was difficult. His body ached, his arms burned, and he often wanted to sleep. But he remembered Guruji's words. He remembered his father's quiet, hard work. Slowly, he became stronger. He helped his father without complaint. His hands became tough, his back grew stronger, and his mind became calm and focused. Every morning after the work in the fields, Amin would sit under the banyan tree and talk to Guruji, learning lessons that had nothing to do with books. Lessons about patience, about time, about life, and about how small, consistent effort can grow into great strength. Years passed. Amin grew taller, stronger, and more confident. One morning, as he stood in the fields watching the sunrise, his father placed a hand on his shoulder. "I am proud of you, Amin," Mohan said quietly. "You have learned more than work. You have learned life." Amin smiled. He looked at Guruji sitting nearby, smiling gently. He understood now that the power of 5 in the morning was not magic, and it was not about the sun. It was about the quiet effort, the small choices, the discipline that builds a person from inside. And Amin knew no matter where life took him, he would carry this lesson forever, rising early, working hard, and learning from those who showed him the way.